Hey, Weston, how's it going, buddy? Who got that frog right away? Weston, Hawk Slings. You were my first, and I'm going to come clean. I did and recorded my footage just now comparing rose to purple. Interesting findings. I did weight pulls, see how much the pull weight was, and I got my chronograph out to measure speeds. And I got very, very interesting results, but you'll have to wait for my video. Once I get it edited, maybe I'll send you a preview in case you want to argue with any of what I found. So anyway, it was a very interesting science experiment, and I'm sure you will be interested. It was fun nerding out a little bit and playing with my new chronograph, because that's always fun, playing with new toys. Yeah, I love to do these tests. This is the first time I've got to do something like this with slingshots. It'll be fun to do a test with the archery kids with my bow sling compared to what they're using. That will be a fun one. I just hope I got the science right and nobody calls me out for being an idiot. That's all. That's my big hope. I think I did it right. So in a nutshell, what I did is I put brand new bands of equal length onto both of my short pole slingshots. And then I took 10 shots with it to warm them up and get them stretched out. Then I did a weight pull test with a fish weigher and got those numbers. And then for the speed test, I did 5 shots on each. I did it 2 rounds and got the average of each round per band. And then I noticed something. It seemed the numbers were a little higher if I held them for a few counts before I let go. So I did another test and got some different interesting numbers. I'm not going to tell you what the results were, but that was my science. And then I averaged stuff out and made my own judgment. So hopefully, Hawk, Weston, that will please you and make you happy. And no, Weston did not ask me to do it. I did it on my own. Miriam, howdy. Let me try and move this where it doesn't get in the way when I put my glasses on. Yeah, it looks silly. Well, we're up to 9 people and I got 1 like. Somebody loves me. Oh, I can't shoot with these things on. Well, I could, but it would be a bad thing. I do got a can to cut in a little while. I may try and cut a card again. I did that the other night, and it was a long process before I could finally hit that thing. I was hitting stuff good, but as soon as I put that card up, no more. Did I finally break that target? That big target on the bottom was hanging by a thread. I've been trying to break that thing off so I can replace it. No, I think they're just hung in the shirts that are hanging back there. Yeah, I still see it. We'll just keep shooting. We'll shoot at other stuff. Like the frog. Who else is out there? We got 11 people, and 2 people have had the guts to identify themselves. Come on, come clean, people. Come clean. Once I get it, I will send you a preview. And I'm not going to say you can approve it, Weston, but if you point something out that I completely did wrong, then I will remake it. But if it's just, you could have done this a little better, it's like, yeah, I'll probably keep it. And don't worry, it doesn't represent you in a bad light at all, because I love my pink and my purple. I don't know what I was doing on that shot. That sucked. All right, let's pay attention a little better, Philip. There we go. I smacked that 60 on the top. Are you that Bill Murray? No, do I look like Bill Murray to you? Come on. Bore 7162. No, I'm not that Bill Murray, but my name is Phil. That kind of rhymes with it. Oh, I hit the bounce back. And it bounces my ammo right back on the floor. I think I got the top of that 40. All right, let's hit the 50. I spun it, but I don't think it was a good hit. Oh, I hammered it that time. Blink. Oh, from the side? Here's my profile. Probably not as funny as Bill Murray. Oh, Ricardo Melendez. I will answer your question. I will only say yes, but that's as far as I'm diving into it. This is for fun and a hobbies. We're not getting into any of that kind of discussion. Post your findings, man. It's all relative results and varies between everyone. What people don't understand is that a 4.5 can be 4.4 to 4.9, so speed tests are relative to that true thickness. Yes, I agree. And I think because I had some precision 0.5 that was giving me problems, and it would be shooting great, and then all of a sudden, the next shot, it would just hit the pavement, and I was doing everything the same. And I think what was happening is there was some irregularities in it that were rearing their ugly head as it got worn out, and that caused weird things. That's how I got a bunch of these frame hits. Then I switched to the tritium latex from Weston, Hawk Slings, and I'm not really having that problem, but I will say, after I get a lot of shots on them, I can tell when they're worn out. They may not always break on me, but all of a sudden my accuracy goes to crap and I'm shooting low and things like that. And it's like, yeah, it's time to replace these bands because I've been shooting a while on them, and I'll just cut the pouches off and toss them. But I haven't had any of those weird irregularities like I did with the precision. So precision is delegated for hunting chipmunks now. That's about it. Each latex has its one elongation factor, so that plays into the equation of active band length between the two. Yes, it does. I did not do that kind of an elongation test. I just wanted to take it straight out of the can, out of the plastic, equal size, because a lot of people may not go through all of that science, but just wanted to test it equal, not factoring in elongation and things like that. I wanted them to truly just be apples to apples in that regard. But yeah, there's a lot more science to it. Maybe we'll get into that down the road, but it'll be fun. Gerard Fresno, hello. And Jason Bishop. CG, it's good to see you, man. What type did Davey use when he slayed Goliath? That's called a pan sling or a shepherd sling. It's the kind that has a big pouch and you. And every time I try and do one, the ammo either goes straight up or straight down. I'm going to learn it when I get a chance to practice that because they're cool. If you can get anywhere close to on aim, those things pack a punch. But I'm not good at that yet. That's why people say, oh, I like one roll of so-called latex, but I didn't like the other because the difference between the rolls is noticeable. I tune my bands per roll. Interesting. I have not quite got that in-depth on it. I'm just going by pulling it out of the package and playing with it, which is what especially a lot of newer people will do. When you get into it a few years and you're really getting nerdy, like obviously Hawk likes to do, and I do to an extent, then that's kind of some fun testing to do. But I figure most people are just going to buy it, strap it up, and run with it. So when I post the video, feel free to post some of these comments because they are valid points. Yeah, I know you love nerding about it. That's why you went out and created latex. And it's fun to sit and chat about that stuff. And like I said, I'm sure I left a few holes in my science, but I was kind of doing it as a newbie, somebody that's fairly new to this that just wants to pull them out and see what works without doing too much science down inside of it. So I got enough science to do some basic simple tests, and I think it'll help somebody. But I wouldn't call it the de facto perfect test with all the physics factors built in. Besides, the longer I took, the longer it would be before I could come live with you guys. That's what I really wanted to do. And people, when I talk to people, they think you're crazy. Doesn't even matter, but my ADD brain, it does. You know, if you're OCD, Weston, are you really OCD? Or are you CDO? If you're truly OCD, it'd be CDO, right? Oh, I hammered the frog. Just throwing that out there for you because, you know, warped minds think warped ways. That big old target is hanging by like a 1/4 inch of microfiber. I'm thinking it might be time to pull the old long draw out. Oh, hammered a 50. What's up, homies? Hey, Wesley, how's it going, man? 23 people on. Sweet. I'm going to go get my long draw set up out. But first, I'm going to show everybody this because if you want to see some sling bow action, I got this baby out today and we can shoot some arrows downrange. I got a little quiver of them down here. So if anybody wants to see that, throw it up in the comments. Let me grab my long bow here. My long bow. That's funny. My long draw. I don't shoot a long bow very well. Got to get my finger protectors on in case I get band slapped. I guess I'm a wimp that way. But Josh Hicks taught me about it. So I was doing some long shot the other day, Weston. I know you're the long shot king or the long draw. And I noticed something subtle that improved my accuracy. I don't know if it's valid or it's all in my head. But here's what I found out. When I would do long draw, I would grab my ammo like this. And I would hold my hand like this. I'd pull back and I'd let go. But I saw coin, and I've seen Andy Lowe shooting their long draw. And when they grip the ammo, they kind of take it like this and pull back this way. Not quite that much. And I started shooting that way. And even on the pickle fork, I was closer. So I'm going to try that again and see if it helps. Don't want to launch a finger or hurt a finger. Trust me. Been there, done that. Not really a southpaw. I've got a left-hand hold, but the way the camera works, because it's flipped, you're seeing everything backwards. So if you look at my shirt, it says Midwest Spring Sling, but it's backwards to you. So that's why it looks like I'm a lefty. I actually am a lefty, but I'm right-eye dominant. So I left-hand hold and shoot with my right hand. I'm right-eye dominant, but I'm left-handed. That means I'm really weird. So anyway, here we go. Boom, I hit the target I was aiming at. First shot. All right, I'm going to aim at the 60 on the top row and see how I do. Little low, but it was dead on. That's just getting my anchor point dialed in. Oh, I hammered it. Maybe I'm onto something. Maybe I figured something out. Plus, when I hold it this new way, I can actually pull it back farther if I really want to. So I can eventually go full butterfly. Not ready to go there yet. Every now and then I do for giggles, and it scares the crap out of me. Mike Bonner said hi. Hey, Mike. How's it going? Glad you're with us. Everybody, if you like this stuff, go make sure you subscribe to my channel. We're growing daily. We're getting close to our 1,000. We're at like 805 now, something like that. We're getting closer. We passed that 800 mark yesterday. Make sure to go subscribe and hit the like button and help my algorithmic robot YouTube stuff out. Boy, I'm a lot closer. What scope do I use for alignment? Make sure I read that right. I got to get these glasses on. What scope do you use, or is it all alignment? No scope. If you're new to slingshots and you're not sure, KD, here's how you aim with a slingshot. There's a lot of pieces to the puzzle. Really quick, you hold this perpendicular to the ground, so it's, you know, it's straight up and down. Hold this level. Then when you pull your bands back, let me get it turned so it looks right. When you pull your bands back, as you're looking through them, you'll see them become one. See how you can see both? Now you can only see one. When they become one, you can aim right down the band, and at the very top of your top band, that's your aim point. This particular slingshot actually has fiber optics on it, which makes it kind of cool. But as long as you put your elastic right up at the top, that fiber optic works really good. So that's how we aim a slingshot in a nutshell. There's a little more science to it than that, but that kind of gives you a general idea of how we do it. And while I've got a lot of practice, I'm not as good as some of the other folks that are on here. Hey, you kept score for us on our outdoor park last tournament. John, 1974 FP. I remember that. That's where Mr. Dallas was on fire, that little sniper amateur guy. Like, holy crap. I'm trying to still remember all the names from the tournament. But yes, or does that, John FPV, does that mean you fly RC airplanes FPV? Because I used to fly FPV and I got tired of messing with the technology, and I just said, yeah, I just want to fly my toy planes. My moderator has not shown up yet. Been trying for long draw, not going so well. Same here, my man, same here. I'm starting to get it better. I have not hit a frame or hurt myself with a regular long draw. The pickle fork, still a work in progress. And the long draw, my method, whatever I come up with when I settle and get my accuracy dialed in, I'm going to make a video. So keep an eye out on my channel, because I do plan to make a video on what I learned and how I do long draw. It's not going to be the way it's perfect for everybody, but that's what I'm going to try and do. I just need some more time to get it dialed in. Patty Vandal, put a red dot on that thing. Well, I got a green fiber optic. So I could get red fiber optics on there and that would help. But I don't. But John and I remember you guys. Yeah. Yeah, your wife. Yes, I remember you guys now. Thanks for reminding me, John. John Dees, right? DEES. Yes, you fly. Cool. I fly. I got a couple jets, a couple warbirds, a couple stupid planes. I just don't do FPV. Big Reds, don't like wrist rockets. I won't say I don't like wrist rockets, but once you learn to shoot these better, they will outperform a wrist rocket. I actually have a video how to make your wrist rocket shoot better on my channel. Here's the deal with wrist rockets. They're what everybody thinks is the deadliest, nastiest slingshot. And they can be, but they're hard to shoot because the tubes they put on them are massive. It's hard to get a full draw on them. And if you do, you're going to rip the pouch right out of the tubes, because I did it. Those big tubes, because of the way they're made, they don't create the shot speed, the feet per second of your ammo. These flat bands, they're thicker up here than they are down here. They're thinner. And the retract speed is incredibly fast. And so I had a friend with a wrist rocket. He got all new tubes on it. And I taught him to shoot a slingshot. And he took his wrist rocket out. He couldn't get the ammo to the target. Took his slingshot out and was hammering the target. So are they bad? The reason they're made that way is because those tubes don't break, it because it's made for consumers and they don't want you having to replace the tubes all the time. So they make them kind of dumbed down, if you will. But in the vein of a wrist rocket, I have a sling bow. I can shoot arrows with this, and it basically is set up like a wrist rocket because the pull on it is very heavy. That's got an 18 to 20 pound pull. This is 5 or 6 pound pull. Very, very gentle. And you can see I'm getting speeds probably in excess of 200 feet per second, which is BB gun range. So that's my take on wrist rockets. Are they terrible? No, they've got like a gateway drug into serious slingshot shooting. Yeah, and you can't use a wrist rocket in a tournament. So if you're going to get into competitive shooting, you don't want to be using a wrist rocket. We just had our Midwest Spring Sling middle of March, and you would not be allowed to use that in the tournament. My son tried to kill me with a heavy-duty slingshot with a red light on it. Oh, one of those Chinese things with the little red laser on it. I've heard those lasers kind of work if it's dark. If it's very bright, you can't see where you're aiming unless it's right on top of you. But some of those Chinese slingshots that you buy online, you put good bands on them. That's the way I started. I don't have one with me. But my first slingshot that I could actually shoot stuff with was one of those $15 ones off of that mail order company that delivers toys to your house. And I did pretty well with it until I got some nice slingshots at Christmas time. So those things are pretty good. I don't think some of the little gimmicks on them are that helpful, but the rest of them are. Thank you for sharing, sir. Wife and I going for a walk with the dog. Have a nice walk. Make sure to pick up the poo, because somebody left some on the sidewalk the other day and I almost stepped in it. What's the ammo I'm using? I am using 8mm, which is what, 5/16 ammo, steel bearings. The three common sizes that people use for competitive shooting are 7mm or quarter, 5/16 or 8mm, or 9.5mm, which is 7. No, that's not 7/16. 3/8. And that's a little bit bigger. You got to have a little bit bigger, heavier bands to push that heavier ammo. I settled on 8. The quarter I could barely feel in my pouch. This I can feel. It works good for me. And I can get the speeds I want out of it with the bands I'm using. So in a nutshell, they do make 11mm ammo that people put some big nasty bands on and they hunt with it. You don't want to be on the receiving end of that stuff. That'll put a hurting on you. That's what they like hunt rabbits and stuff with. For the record, I've taken out chipmunks with 8mm in my yard. That's one reason I got into slingshots, to control the chipmunks in my yard. Now I'm not shooting so accurate, although my altitude is right on, just all over the place. Oh, I got that 60 that time. John, you shoot 8mm. So do I. It's a happy medium. I was thinking it was going to be 9.5, which is what I was going to shoot. And believe it or not, I saw a highlight video from East Coast Sling Tournament from either last year or the year before, where Fowler, one of my favorite sling shooters that taught me a lot of how I learned to shoot, he was shooting 9.5mm. And when he was out on the woods course, he discovered all the cool guys were shooting 8mm. He says, I might have to change over to 8mm. And that's when I said, if it's good for Fowler, it might be good for me. I like that guy. He's a cool dude. Wish I could beat him. Hopefully he'll be at the East Coast Sling Tournament. I won't be there, but I know a lot of people would enjoy hanging out with him. Good guy. Oh, that was a little high. Like I said, this long draw is still fighting me. John, I think I remember when you guys were out walking the woods course and I was scoring you guys, that I said, yeah, I'm waiting until I get home from this tournament and I'm going to work on long draw. So here we are. I wasn't going to dare mess with it at the tournament. I would have scored pretty bad out there, like at the very bottom. Oh, that's 2 in a row on the 60. I must be on to something. Steven, ever hit yourself in the face shooting that close? Ha ha, that cancer question gets asked all the time. See right there? The answer is yeah. Sometimes it hurts worse than others. If you do all things right on the fundamentals because of the bands, because it's wider up here, if it's here, when it goes by, you can see the pouches now down here. And so if everything is right, it will miss you. It's a big if, because it just takes one tiny little screw up on your fundamentals. And yeah, I drew blood one time really bad, and that's when I gave up on this long draw. And I was scared, but I've learned some more things about it. See, normally I shoot, for your record, let me pull my other slingshot out. I'm much more accurate, Stephen, with the short draw, which is what this is. You can see the bands are a lot shorter. So when I shoot this, I just hold it and anchor it to the side of my cheek, and I aim, and boom, I shoot down range. No danger of hitting yourself. And this is probably the best way for someone to learn how to shoot and get the basics down. And when you get really good at this, then you can start learning to play with the other techniques. The reason people like that long draw is because you can use thinner, easier to pull bands, and it's not exhausting because they don't have any pull weight on them. But because instead of having your band stretched out this far, you have your band stretched out that far, you got all that room for the elastic to propel the ammo downwind. So with a long draw, you can get the same speeds as a short draw with a lot less stress on your arm and a lot less weight pulling the ammo back. So that's one reason people like it. And actually, honestly, let's be real, long draw just looks cool. Butterfly kisses, yes, that's what they call them. Butterfly kisses. Stephen, I'm more than happy to answer your questions. I love doing that. I noticed, Big Red said, I noticed I don't have a pad. Is there a benefit to not having one? Are you talking about a pad, Big Red? I'm not sure. Explain that a little bit, and I'll try and do my best to make it clear. For Big Red, Stephen, some of the folks that are asking these questions, if you're curious about slingshots and you want to kind of get into it and want to learn the basics, if you subscribe to my channel and go to my playlist, I have one called Slingshot Basics. And there's 4 or 5 videos on there that walk you through the different kinds of slingshots, the styles, what they look like, the differences, what the bands do, the tapers, the pouches, the draw, the anchor point, all of that stuff that will get you shooting reasonably decent where you can at least hit a target by watching those videos and following those fundamentals. There's still a few things in there that you might need to tweak a bit here and there for your style, but it's a real good way to get you started. So if you're interested in that, go subscribe to my channel and check those videos out. Also, if you want to get into slingshots, something besides a wrist rocket, this was the first slingshot I had that worked really well that I absolutely loved. And it's from a company called Simpleshot. It's called the Scout LT2. They make another one called the Scout X, which is bigger. The forks are wider. I have small hands, so that's why I have this one. This one is a smaller grip on it, and it fits me better. These are like $44, $49.99 US. Dirt cheap, very cheap hobby to get into. And it comes with a couple sets of bands, some trial ammo, a little target, and links to videos how to install your bands, how to measure them to get the right length. And on that same website, there's plenty of beginner info as well. I learned some stuff there. The reason I'm saying all that is if you're interested in getting a Slingshot from Simpleshot, look down in the description of my live here. I have a link there to Simpleshot, and I'm affiliate there. So if you buy some from there, I get a small commission. It helps me out with my channel. And all the money I make from that, I'm just going to buy more stuff at Simpleshot because I like them. Almost all of my Slingshots are Simpleshot. This is a Simpleshot. The reason I don't shoot this one all the time, this is my long draw. I've dedicated it to the long draw. These are my short draws. As you can see, they got the Simpleshot logo on them. These are called the Axiom X. They're the Pro model. They're actually aluminum and adjustable to fit your hand. You can dial that grip in. And then I got this one that is crazy. It's called a Pickle fork. And it's a handmade one out of a tree limb. And I'll shoot that in a little bit. So all of that stuff except the wooden one is available on Simpleshot. And if you want to get crazy nuts, you can get one that shoots arrows, which I might do in a minute. That's off of Simpleshot as well. So if you're interested in getting into the hobby, the sport, Simpleshot is probably the best way to get started. Once you've got the fundamentals down, there's a lot of folks that make custom Slingshots. When I was at the tournament a couple of weeks ago, I actually ordered a custom one from somebody that is being made as we speak. Can't wait to get that one. But mostly what I shoot is Simpleshot. I'm a huge fan of theirs, not because they made me an affiliate. I would promote them even if I was not getting a commission. And they do not pay me to do this. I only get a little bit of money when you spend money there. Awesome, awesome. Yeah, check those things out. And thank you for the tips. Yes, like I said, I love doing this stuff. It's one reason I like to get on these lives because it's fun to help people that are curious. Holy shnikes. We're up to 90 people online, but only 23 likes. Come on, people. Show me some love out there. And all you 90 people, 88 now, raise your hand. Raise your hand if you haven't subscribed to my channel. Just saying. Raise your hand. Nobody will see you. You'll know if you're guilty. Hammered that 60. Go subscribe to my channel, and there's a good basic series on how to learn slingshots there. I got a series called Slingshot Slow-Mo where I got a camera that shoots slow motion. I do video for a living, so I nerd out on this. Where I put the camera down by the target, and I do slow-mo like we shot a can of silly string and watch it explode in slow motion. It's awesome. I actually released a special Easter edition this morning. It's called The Poor Easter Bunny. Let's just say the Easter Bunny got a hole through his noggin, and I got it all in slow-mo. And we shot a peep, and we blew up a glitter bomb Easter egg. That one was cool. So we have some fun at this. So I would love to have some subscriptions. I'm on my way to 1,000. Once I hit 1,000, we're going to have a giveaway. Not sure how I'm going to do it yet, but we're going to have a giveaway. All right, let's try the pickle fork out. This thing's scary, folks. This thing's scary until you figure it out. Have you ever hit your face like that? I was just telling somebody else, so to whatever the name is, right there, yeah, there's a little scrape there. And if you do it right and get your fundamentals right, you won't hurt yourself. But one little slip on your fundamentals and it will get you. Okay, let me show you real quick like I did earlier. If you've got this big one, see this, these are wide, this is skinny. When it's pulled back, it's by your face. Once you let it go, okay, it comes this way. But it's thinner now here, so it should come in right under where your face is. Should. Doesn't always, because it just takes one little slip of the fundamentals. That's why it's a more advanced way of shooting that I'm learning. I am not proficient at it yet. I'm slowly getting there. This one is even scarier because with this one, when you shoot it, there's no gap for the ammo to go through. So what you have to do is when you pull it back, come on, line up. Maybe it's this way. My bands aren't cooperating with me. When you pull it back, you actually do what we're told not to. You actually tweak it a bit. See how I pulled it this way? You give it a little bit of twist, and that puts extra tension on the top band. And because there's extra tension on it, when it propels it, it throws it over the top of the slingshot and it doesn't hit your thing. I've actually hit my thumb, and I've hit the frame a couple of times, and it bounces off God knows where. And I hit my thumb once when I was learning at Christmas time, and my thumb still hurts. But yeah, I'm stupid, and I'm still trying to learn it because I won't accept defeat. I've ordered a custom version of one of these, so I'm anxious to get that, but I got to get my technique down before it arrives. All right, let's try this one. Better take these off. What about hitting yourself in the hand? Yes, that happens. Usually it hits right here, somewhere in here, and it'll bounce. And I smacked my thumb a couple of times, and that's why I'm wearing these, because sometimes the band goes by and it comes back and goes whoosh, and slaps you in the hand. So let's see. I've shot this 3 times in a row, 20 to 30 shots at a shot, and I have not hit a frame yet on those 3 times, and that's a record for me. I'm probably going to screw that up today. So let's see. See how we do. See, I'm going to tweak it just a little bit. I'm not accurate at all. Right now, it's a matter of learning the technique and not hurting myself. I'm putting myself in danger so you guys have something to watch. You should be grateful for that. Whoop, got to turn it one more time. Okay, I need to. Still working on my grip here. A little low. I'm hitting the target and I'm not hitting me. That makes me happy. That's progress. I don't know where that went. Didn't hit the target. Must have hit the curtain back there or something. See, I'm very inaccurate at this. That's why I'm learning it. We're getting there. Not doing so good. Flip it over. What I'm doing when I load the ammo, you see me flip the bands over. The way they're strung up on the slingshot, if I just pull it this way, you aim by lining the bands up, they're twisted and they don't line up very good. But if I turn it one time, flip it one time in my grip, now when I stretch it out, you can see the bands line up, and you just aim down that single line. When the bottom band disappears, you know you've lined up right. Oh, I hit a target. Yay, me. Oop, I forgot to turn it. Oh, 8 of the windows. Yeah, that would be bad. That would be bad. 8mm steel. That's what I'm shooting. Somebody has a message held for review. All right, folks. Let's calm down with our comments. Aim for the windows. That would be a bad idea. Although, you can't really see those windows down there. If I aim for them, I would not hit them. Because this is in the basement of my church. And we have archery on Tuesday nights. And that's an archery net behind the targets. So the windows are actually covered with the archery net because, when kids are learning to shoot archery, things go awry. So it's fairly well protected down there. And they let me come down here. I'm only 3 blocks away, and they let me shoot here when the weather's not good to shoot outside, which would be today. I think we need to cut a can in a minute. How about that? Would that be fun? I think that would be fun. I got 1 can that I found in the trash. Yeah, my accuracy is bad with this thing. The regular long draw, I'm doing better. Oh, here comes somebody. Hang on. Just want to let them know I'm here. I'm down here playing, guys. Just letting you know. All right. Here we go. Got to flip it again. Nope. All right. Question. Getting a dusting of snow up there. It's just raining like crap here. Let's do it. Mentally 10 years old. Well, nothing wrong with being a kid, Lance. Some of us old men never grow up. Question for the people out there. There's 125 of you folks. Only 34 likes. Come on. You want me to shoot a can and cut it? Or you want me to get the sling bow out and send some arrows downrange at the archery target? Let me hear what you want to see. I'll take a couple more shots with this to let you guys chime in. Bow sling or can cut? Bow sling or can cut? What do you guys want to see? I am not very good with this. Thanks for watching me miss. I hope that's entertaining for some of the many people that are on this live right now. It's beautiful and sunny here. You're in Philly? I got family in Philly. Swarthmore, to be particular. I've been there one time. I got to see the Liberty Bell. Woohoo! And we got to go to the 2 cheesesteak stores and buy one from each store and determine on our own which one we thought was best. I don't remember which one I thought was best. It was the second one I ate. Not that that does any good, but that was a fun trip. We were there for Thanksgiving one year, and Thanksgiving Day. Oh, I hit it. We caught the train to New York City because my nephew from down in Florida was in the McDonald's All-Star Band marching in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. So we rode the bus, the train, to New York City, caught a subway to someplace near Columbus Circle, stepped out of the subway up on the street, and there was his mom standing right there. All them people in New York City, and we walk out of the subway, and there's his mom. That was pretty cool. Mudbug, it's good to see you. Johnny Gutierrez, hey, from Puerto Rico. Kodakushi from New Zealand. Boy, we are reaching it. Scuzzy and damp up here in northern Michigan. Oh, I can imagine. John Riggs Archery. Ooh, an archer. Shoot arrows at an 8mm steel ball. Oh, yeah, that would be hilarious. So, all right, people are putting bad messages up. Quit it. This is for fun. We're not trying to be stupid, all right? So, because I saw somebody that appears to be into archery. Who were you? Johnny J. Riggs Archery. I got something for you. You're in Merrill, Wisconsin. Jake, hey, from Merrill. down in the Madison area, I'm in a little town called Stoughton. You'll stay in northern Wisconsin. I'm not too bad with what's here. Okay, Jeremy, you're a bow maker. We have archery club, as you can see. It's an archery target here in the basement of my church on Tuesday nights. Well, I recently picked up a slingshot to shoot arrows. So let's fire some arrows downstream. I have a cone of stuff here. We got a whole pile of Genesis bows over there that the kids shoot. They got about a 20-pound pull on them. So I've got this set up for about an 18 to 20-pound pull. Let me get my release so I can actually pull it back. Hang on one second. Come out of there. There we go. All right. Got my release. I've only done this a couple of times, so I'm not good at it. I'm still learning this, and as long as I hit the target, I'm happy. You need some mods for Mudbug? What kind of mods do I need? Anyway, I got me a little release. I had one somebody loaned me earlier, but it was longer, and I didn't want to adjust it because it was for him, and I couldn't get it all the way back to my anchor point. It would come out to like right here. So I got this one that's shorter. I can actually pull it back to my anchor point. So let me load up an arrow and see how this does. If you guys hate this archery stuff, just tell me and I'll quit doing it. It is slingshot related. Okay, here we go. Oh, I guess I better pull these off if I want to have a fighting chance of seeing my target. And I'm not real good at this, so don't laugh. I'm just having fun. Whoa. Almost forgot. Got to load it up on my wrist the right way for support because this thing pulls hard. Okay, here we go. Whoa, that was way left and low. All right, I know what I got to do. But we hit the target. Woo-hoo! I'm just playing. I want to be able to shoot with the kids with this in archery on Tuesday nights when we meet with the kids. Okay, I was low and to the left. Okay. Okay, that was high, but I'm dead on. I'm onto something. I'm evaluating each shot. Oh, that was an 8 or a 9. I was right on. Getting closer. I think I've got my aim figured out on this thing. One more shot and I'll see what you guys are yelling about in case you hate this archery stuff. Okay, I know where my anchor is now. We're getting there. For the record, in actual archery, I suck. I'm not that good in archery. I'm a NASP certified instructor, which means I know how to teach safety and run a range. It doesn't mean I'm a good shot. I'm here for support and for help. Hey, Melanie. Got people roaming around, cleaning and stuff. Hang on. Let's see what people have been saying. Never seen this before. A whisker biscuit for a slingshot. That's pretty cool. It is kind of cool. Shooting bolts with a slinger is a first for me. Yeah. Some of the folks, when they run out of ammo, they'll go grab nuts and shoot those. But man, that's scary. You want one of these, Ricky? Go to Simpleshot. If you go to the description of this video, there's a link for Simpleshot down there. It's called the Hammer XT Bow Sling. It's like under $100, I think. They will set you up. I did modify it. I took the big fat tubes off because it had like a 35 pound pull, which I'm an old fart and I have a desk job, so I'm not super strong and I couldn't pull it back very good. So I put flat bands on it like we use on a regular slingshot and got the pull at 18 to 20 pounds, and it works really well. So Simpleshot will get you one. If you use that link, I get a few dollars as a commission. I'm an affiliate with them, and it just helps me be able to buy more slingshot stuff because all the money I get from there is going back into more stuff from Simpleshot because they're my favorite slingshot vendor. I'm much slower at this than I am with the slingshot. It is pretty cool, though. It's a pretty nasty looking piece of weaponry, I must say. Well, that one just bounced out. All right, a couple more shots, and we'll go back to slinging real shots. We'll go back and cut a can. How's that sound, guys? Cutting cans is always fun. Oh, that might have been a 9 or a 10. I think I got the aim figured out on this finally. It's taken me 3 or 4 sessions with it to get it figured out. That was a solid 8. The cool thing about this slingshot is it also comes with a head that just unscrews right here. Stick it on there, and it's now a regular slingshot. So not only are you getting a sling to shoot bows and arrows with, you also get a regular, bona fide, serious piece of slingshot weaponry. And it's got a support here. You can put a Picatinny on it and add like a reel, so you can like go bow fishing with it and then reel your fish in. It's a pretty cool setup. I think it was $75. I think it's under $100. Which isn't terrible. I got it mostly because I want to shoot archery with the kids here with something I'm more familiar with. Yeah, there we go. That was kind of fun. All right, let me get caught up on all the comments that people are leaving. Don't forget to hit the likes, peeps. Yes, hit the likes up there. We're up to 54. That's awesome. Back in the day, they actually made a slingshot that shot bolts that were special bolts that came with it. They do make a slingshot that shoots not arrows, but darts. And they are scary as crap looking. I would not touch that if you paid me. They hook on the front of the bolt. That's awesome. Yeah, it's called a bow sling or a sling bow. It's a slingshot with an archery attachment in the middle, and it's got the archery D loop on the back, and I'm using an archery pull to get it back. It's really cool. I just got it recently because we have archery here in our church basement, and I wanted to shoot it with the kids for something novelty. I'm not an archer. I'm not a hunter. I got it for the novelty because it's cool, but it's fun. They just legalized air guns for deer hunting in Wisconsin. That's cool. A little piece of trivia for you, Mr. Jeremy, since you're up in, I think you said Merrill or northern Wisconsin. Slingshot hunting in Wisconsin is technically illegal. You cannot hunt with a slingshot. Everybody asks me if I shoot squirrels. No, because one, squirrels have to be in season and you have to have a license, and I don't really care for wild game. So I don't hunt with it. Don't have a desire to hunt with it. But what I do is I control the chipmunk population in my yard. I took out 6 last year with my slingshot. Chipmunks are pests. There's not a season, and anything goes to get rid of a pest. So I do use it for that. Oh, funny, another fun law, Jeremy. In Madison, Wisconsin, the wonderful, crazy capital of Madison, it is technically illegal to own a wrist rocket. Did you know that? You can't own a wrist rocket in Madison. But dadgummit, you can go to the Walmart in Madison on the south side and you can buy one in the sporting goods department. Figure that out. Those make me nervous. What with that pressure, one band goes, the arrow's coming back out of the biscuit into your arm. You talk about those darts? Yeah, those are scary. Hawk. I don't know if you're talking about my bow sling. I don't see too much danger on that. It works pretty good. They had stuff 10 years ago. Yeah. The air gun I'm talking about is a Benjamin 357. I've heard there's some pretty nasty air guns that have just come out that are wicked. I've seen those air guns that shoot pellets. They sound like a 22 going off when you shoot them. They go all the way to 50. I've heard people talking about those 50 cal air guns. Even more than 10 feet now. They have to call the Dragon Claw, which makes a 50 caliber air gun, shoot 500 to 600 feet per second. Holy Nike's that'll knock something down. My slingshots get between 200 to 250 feet per second, a little bit more than a Red Ryder BB gun. So you can knock down really tiny animals and stuff like that. Anyway, I've got a can over here. Let's go cut a can. Let me go set it up. Give me 1 second, and I will be right back. I just got to go hang it down on my target. I got one of these new things that I ordered from Omega Slings that actually goes down in the can, and then it hangs. And yeah, I could make one out of a binder clip, but I was ordering something else from, and it was a couple bucks. So I bought it. Give me a second to hang this down here. Let me get these off my hands so I can shoot. Line it up. Well, that's crazy. Doesn't fit in there. I'm going to have to mess with that some more. I'm just going to shove this thing in there and call it good. That'll work. All right. We got a bubbler can down here. For some reason, the kids around here like to pay $2 a can for a can of bubbly water that has a little bit of flavoring in it when they could just drink water. All right, I'm going to do something I haven't done. We are going to try and cut a can with long draw. I've never done it long draw. I've always done it short draw. So it might take a while. Jean-Pierre. Hey, Jean-Pierre and Varsini or whatever. Hello. They got a new one out, the Dragon Claw 2. Boy, I got to sit down a real real rabbit hole, didn't we? Cool. Royal Rangers hat. I was in my church in the early 90s. I missed the Pinewood Derbies. Yes. We also run Royal Rangers down here. And if you could see off to the right or whatever, there's BB guns because we have a BB gun merit going on. I'm one of the leaders. I've been in it since the 60s when I was a kid and it first started. I love it, and it's part of what I do. And we've done archery with the kids, and it's just a lot of fun. And I'm representing. All right, let's see. I got my can hung up down there. Hello from Scotland. Boy. Bane of Batman. Thanks, man. Somebody else knows the Royal Rangers. That's awesome. Love it. For some of you new folks, we've got like 100 people in here. Holy crap, I never have 100 people. I usually have 30. If you're interested in the slingshots, go to my channel and subscribe because I have a series called Slingshot Basics that will help you learn everything from the different kinds of slingshots to how to aim, how to anchor, your sight lines, your pouches, your bands, all kind of stuff that you need to know to get started. There's 4 or 5 videos there. And after those videos, you'll be able to get a slingshot and somewhat proficiently shoot. All right, here's our first shot at the can long draw. I've never cut a can this way, so it's going to take a bit, but we're going to do it. Of course, I missed. And if you're interested in slingshots and you want to get one similar to what I'm using, go to Simpleshot and use the link in the description. I got it linked down there. I'm a brand ambassador for them, an affiliate. I get a very small commission, which I will put back into more merchandise and hardware from Simpleshot. because I like them, and I'm not paid. I'm not a sponsored shooter. It's just something that I believe they're good for the hobby. And I try and push people there because they've got the best selection of beginner stuff out there and advanced stuff too. Oh, it's 2 good hits. And so you guys know I have a microphone down way mounted on that archery target, so you get a good whack. Irfan, you're good at it. Slinging? Or as some people call it overseas, like in the Europe area, they're not slingshots, they're catapults. So more and more people stateside here are beginning to call them catapults as well. I think down under in Australia, they call them catapults as well. That can was already wrinkled and crinkled, so it might already be partially compromised. Hitting a can is so much fun. All right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to zoom in and then let you guys see the can a little bit better as I'm whacking it. Be careful with that. Yeah. You're in Istanbul, Turkey. Very cool. We got people from Scotland. I had some people from Germany. We got somebody from Puerto Rico in here. Spreading the love of slingshots. Okay, the can right there. You can see it swinging. I got it set so as I hit it, you can see it. When I hit it. For those that are new on here, this long draw that I'm doing is something new that I'm learning. I'm not proficient at it yet. So my aim is not the greatest. If I was shooting my regular slingshots the normal way, I would be much better. But this is just kind of cool, and it just looks really cool. Woo, been hitting her pretty good. Hello from Texas. David Betts. Hello. Where are you from in Texas? I grew up in the Houston area, a little town called Pearland. When you say slingshot, I think of Zach Fowler. Yes, I agree. He is one. I watched a bunch of his videos when I was first learning. And so I am actually a follower of his YouTube channel. I watch most of the videos he puts out. Good guy, like him. He's a good shooter too, man. You live in McKinney. I've heard of McKinney. Born in Houston, live near Dallas. From Croatia. Wow. We got a reach today. How many people we got online now? 93. We had like 110 for a while. That's nuts. I usually have 15 to 30 and I'm happy. All right. If you're out there and there's 90 or 80 something of you folks out there, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, make sure you subscribe. I'm going to be making more slingshot content, doing more of these lives, and my other hobby, RC airplanes. And I have a lot of content on there. And I will be making more this summer because I built a really crazy plane over the winter. I got to make a video about it. And who knows, maybe I'll do some lives from the flying field. So if you like those two things and think it'd be interesting, and think I'm somewhat entertaining because I try to be, please subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to get to that magic 1,000 mark, and then I'm going to have a giveaway. Haven't figured out what I'm going to give away. I know what I'm going to give away. I just haven't figured out how I'm going to do it. If you're a slingshot person, we'll give away a $50 gift card to Simpleshot. If you're an RC aviation person, I'm going to give you a $50 gift card to a hobby shop. So you can buy more stuff. By the way, Slingshots is a lot cheaper than RC planes. Ooh, I'm really cutting the top of that can really well. You guys should be able to see that thing whopping around. Yes, the Slingshots are nice and quiet. Ooh, Seattle, Texas, Plano. This is the first and only live stream I found worth watching. John, that's awesome. Make sure to subscribe to my channel because I try and do these a couple of times a week. I try to be entertaining and be stupid and fun, and you get to watch me suck at this stuff that I'm learning. But I can pull my other slingshots out and do much better. Once I cut this can, I'll pull the other ones out, and you'll see I can do stuff. I'm not into slingshot, stick and tissue, free flight, and just making bows and crossbows. Stick and tissue free flight, man, that's some cool stuff. The treasurer for our RC club here, that's all he does is free flight. He actually goes to the competitions in Indiana. He never wins, but I tell you, whenever he pulls his free flight models out and winds them suckers up and goes and stands in the middle of the field, everybody stops to watch because it's cool. It's pure flight. You have no control. It's at the whims of nature and thermals. It is a very cool hobby. Wow, that thing's getting cut up. I don't know if you can see it down there, but it's getting cut up. Let me try and zoom in a little bit more for you guys. Let me adjust. It's going to get a little blurry because we're zoomed in. You don't need to see me on this. You want to see that can dropping. All right, here we are. It's getting very close. Very close. I nipped it. This will be my first can cut with the long draw. Right now what I'm trying to do, because you can see the can is sort of cut in half and it's just hanging. If I can hit the bottom part of that the right way, it will tear the rest of that aluminum and it will fall. That's what I'm aiming at. But because I'm not the greatest at this long draw, I'm getting much better, trust me. But I'm still not dead accurate with this yet. It takes me a little bit more to get it dialed in. I hit the top. If this was short draw, my regular slingshot, I would have already had that thing cut. That was high. I'm so close. It's like, come on, I just need one good hit and it's going down. If any of you folks that are watching do get into the slingshots, watch my basic series on my YouTube channel and feel free to leave comments on there with questions you may have. Reach out to me and I can get you in touch more direct than through the YouTube channel. Be easier. Love to help you get better. Love to help more people get into this fun hobby and sport that we've created with slingshots. It's really come on the last 15, 20 years. We've done a lot. There's a lot of research and science gone into this that just makes it a viable sport. If you were to go over to Asia, China, Japan, Malaysia, Indonesia, there's some crazy slingshot shooters out there. Really, really good. There's one girl that Asian, either she looks Chinese or Japanese, I don't know. She has a bottle leaned over and it's dripping water, like drip, drip. She shoots the water drops out of the air. And there's another dude that throws the can up in the air and he shoots it 5 times before it hits the ground. Oh, it's literally hanging by a thread up there now. It's literally, if all I got to do is hit it once more, it's going. Of course, I missed it. I don't know if you can see my ammo going down there, but I missed it. If you hear any noise, it's because they're vacuuming upstairs. just need one good hit, Philip. Focus. Oh, I can't believe it didn't go. That is one tough can. This one's going to do it, folks. Right here. We're going to cut it. It's going to be done. Over. Finny. Boom. Did you guys see that fall? That was awesome. That was like their most dramatic cut that I've had. Let me zoom back out. I'm going to go, let me go grab the can now. Sorry. There we go. I'll be right back. Oh. I just noticed on the archery from when I was shooting the bow sling, there is one dead eye straight solid in the middle of the tin. So that was cool. We cut the can in half. I love doing this. It's not a super hard skill, but there's nothing better sounding than the smack of a can. That's so much fun. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit. Now I'm going to go back to regular shooting with my normal slingshot. So those of you who've been watching me with the long draw where I'm still fighting my aim, I should shoot a little bit better with these. You got to subscriber? Yes, please subscribe. We appreciate it. All right, so here we go. This is short draw. For those of you who've been just tuned in, I was shooting long draw, which is a more advanced technique. This is what I'm better at. Watch me. I'm going to miss like 5 times hitting anything now. Anyway. I'm going to aim for that middle spinner on the top row. That's what we're shooting at. Missed it. Got to kind of dial myself back in. Trust me, I do shoot better this way. Got to get my fundamentals dialed back in because it's a different fundamental to do this compared to what I was just doing. Woo, buddy. We're going to hit that eventually. Yes, I can hit a target, people. Maybe I should go back to my other slingshot. There we go. We smacked her that time. Let's get dialed back in. Let's hit it a couple more times. That didn't like it. That one I must have fundamentally messed something up. Everybody that's tuned in live, I appreciate it. Appreciate all the likes. All the conversation today. For some reason, this slingshot is shooting low. I'm going to switch back to my red one in a minute. I was shooting way better with that thing. All right. Should be equal. It's the same slingshot, just different color, and the bands are slightly different. Watch me. I'm going to hit first time on this one. Told you, right dead center. Let's do it again. 2 times in a row. Boom, boom. All right, people, getting a little not spicy out there. Watch yourself. Rural Rangers never taught that. The slingshots, no, it didn't. But you know what? I got my introduction back into them because we did slingshots in Rural Rangers a year or two ago as a hobby merit. And I've gotten good enough that when we go to our big district-wide boys camp this year in June, I'm pretty sure one of the events the kids get to do is going to be slingshots. And I had somebody donate 15 natural wood frames off of trees, and I will be teaching kids and letting them shoot. And we're going to get a bunch of new shooters here in Wisconsin. As a kid, I was super accurate with a Black Widow catapult. I used to have hours of fun. Pooh Bear, you can come back if you want, Pooh Bear. You can come back. We call them slingshots over here, but I know a lot of the world calls them catapults. But they've improved the technology, and the accuracy and the precision is just through the roof now. Just there's so many improvements recently that they just shoot so good now. These flat bands that they've come out with, in the old days, you'd get like pieces of inner tube from a car tire or something. And that's basically what these are, but it's specially made latex for this hobby to have the characteristics and speed and stretch and elongation that we want. And they just shoot so good. I know I'm getting 200 plus feet per second off of an 8mm steel ball. So if you're interested in getting back into it, I say do it. I need to go fix my target. My box is getting a little messed up down here. I'll be right back. Holy smokes, really is messed up. My backstops have completely fallen down. All right, let's fix this. Okay, let's fix you up. All right, that'll get me by for a little while. What happened is the backstop in my target catch box are t-shirts on a piece of paracord. And over time, hitting the target and hitting them, they move around and get out of shape. And they get messed up. And I've been shooting them a while this way, and they finally got messed up. Excuse me. I have to put a book under the back of my target to get it level. Here we go. I think we're good to go now. All right, I'm back. Back and ready to rock and roll some more. 92 people. Bands you used were tubular. Yes, the tubes that come on slingshots from like Walmart, they're super heavy and hard to pull back. But there are some newer tubes now that people use on slingshots that are much stretchier, softer, and they work way better. Slingshot catapult, same thing. Yeah, you're English and they call them catapults. I think they do down in Australia too. I think both names are cool. I'm going to shoot that frog. See if I can hit him. That's that little green thing hanging down in the middle on the bottom. Oh, I hammered his butt. I think I hit him right square in the eyes. Zach Slings, hello, buddy. Glad you could be here. Dang, we're killing it today. We got 93 online and 87 likes. Holy smokes. Make sure you guys go and like and subscribe to my channel. We're on our way to 1,000 subscribers, and we're getting there slowly but surely. I think that was a 1/4 inch steel because that one felt funny. All right, there's something funky with these bands. They're not lining up the right way. So I'm going to go back to my black one that I was not shooting as well with and see if I do better with it this time. What would you recommend is a good one to get back into it? Okay, Pooh Bear, I'm glad you asked. In the description of this video, there's a link to Simpleshot. If you use that link and buy from there, I'm an affiliate, so that helps me out a little bit with my channel. But Simpleshot is like the go-to place for slingshots. They got everything from start all the way up. Granted, Simpleshot is a U.S. company, but I do believe they have a few items on the Amazon store as well. I recommend, this is a really good starter. It's the Scout LT2. It's a smaller version of the Scout X. I have small hands. This was my first shot sling that, all right, I'm sorry. It's my first catapult that I was doing really well with until I got my metal ones that I shoot now, the pro versions. It's a different model. I would not recommend it as a first. This thing's dead accurate. It's got fiber optics. Really good way to start. Now, if you're over in Europe, over that way, I believe there's a company called Wasp over there that sells some really good slingshots. And there's some decent ones that you can actually get on that Amazon thing. I believe you can buy some Simpleshot off of Amazon. Be wary of those little the gimmicky ones that have all the lights and gizmos and levels and junk. Those things, slingshots are good. Throw that crap away. But I would recommend watching my basic series on my YouTube channel. If you go to the playlist, I have a series that helps you explain the different kinds of slingshots, the bands, the ammo, the aim, the anchor, the pouch, all kind of stuff that you need to get you started in the right direction. So if you can buy from Simpleshot, I would love it because I am an affiliate through there, a brand ambassador of theirs. And almost everything I shoot is from them because I just like them, and they have not given me anything. I bought it all. But if you can't get Simpleshot because of the shipping to get overseas, look up, I think Wasp is a dealer. I forget who else is a dealer over. There's a couple of them. If you look up slingshots on Google in your area, you'll probably find someone that is selling them. So basics. The slingshot does not make the shooter, the elastic and the technique. I can take a crappy slingshot, and if you string it up right and you got your fundamentals, a stick from a tree with the right kind of rubber and right technique will shoot as good as this thing will. All right. Good evening, ladies. I ain't no lady, but there might be one or two in here. We got 100 and something people on today, so I wouldn't rule that out. I am going to have to start cutting this short. I've been on for an hour and 30 minutes, so I am going to have to start winding this down, but not before I get off a couple more shots and smack a couple of more targets. I'm missing my moderator today. There's people posting stuff that does not belong in this chat. So if you're posting that stuff, you know who you are. Stop it, or just get out of the chat because we don't need you here. Some comments are getting hidden because they're trying to get into politics and junk. And while I enjoy a good political argument, we're here to get away from all of that. We're here to get away from the troubles of the world and the things that are bogging us down and just have fun around a hobby that we love. And that's one reason I shoot slingshots. It's my chance to get away from the burdens of work and people and stuff. Granted, it's not the sole thing that keeps the burdens away, but it's It's one of the things God gave me to help me get through this. And that's what I'm here to do, is spread the fun. Boom, I got to 60. Let's see what's going on. Pea shooter, man. Pea shooter and George Sprav are my favorite slingers. I might have to look them up. I have not come across those folks, but if they're from like England area, I focus more on the folks that are local to me here stateside in the US. But I know there's some really good slingers overseas, and if you watch YouTube and reels and junk, there's plenty of really good shooters from over in Asia and stuff. Holy crud, some of those people are nuts. And another one that is really good, I don't completely agree with everything he teaches, is Slingshot Sniper. That dude is deadly with a slingshot. I think he's from like Turkey or Germany or something. He's from over there, and he doesn't say a word in his videos. It's all imagery and just really good. Lake Effect Blues, good shot. Thank you. ICH the Killer. I think you were on the other day. Where am I from? I am in Wisconsin, in the U.S., just south of the capital of Madison, in a little town. I'm actually shooting in my church basement. We have an archery range, and because we have an archery club, and they let me shoot down here because I only live 3 blocks away. And I have a range set up outside my house in town, but today the weather just not going to happen. Way too windy. It's been raining all day. It's good weather if you're a duck. It's just no fun being out in that and shooting. George Sprav makes his own slingshots. There's a couple of good makers around here. Billy Hayes, oh man, that guy makes some really crazy looking stuff, but he is a dead eye. Hey, praise King Jesus. How you doing? Good to see you out again. Shout out Woodruff, Wisconsin, North Central. We have freezing rain. I'm glad it's you and not me, buddy. We're getting a lot of people watching these from Wisconsin. We need to get a sling community going here in our state. So if you're from Wisconsin and want to start shooting, watch my basics on my channel and go to Simpleshot and get you a slingshot or two using my link underneath in the description. I don't mean to keep pushing that, but everybody's asking how to get started. That's a great way to get started. They've got everything from beginner to crazy advanced. They got everything from making bands and targets and anything you need for a slingshot, they got. In fact, I'm shooting one of their pro versions right now. I'm shooting the Axiom X. It's adjustable. It's got finger grips, and you can see on the back side, I can loosen them so I can adjust all the different things on here, slide around, and I can dial it in to fit my hand the way I want it to fit my hand. So it's my favorite. I got 2 of them. The bands on my other one that I actually shoot better with were just, there was something funky about them. They weren't lining up right. So I put it down. Oh, I hit the 50. Woohoo! Couple of guys I've seen here, they are great shots too. Yeah, Andy Lowe and Josh Hicks come on live almost every day. I know Andy Lowe does every morning. Josh Hicks a lot of time, Hicks in Oklahoma. He comes on in the afternoon and they get together and shoot together. And they are both dead eyes. Those, like the tournament that we were just at, Midwest Spring Sling, Andy Lowe won the tournament. He is a really good shot and a funny dude too. You're a 43 flat bander that also shoots recurves and bullets. Since you just got here, commentary connoisseur, and I think you said you were from Wisconsin. I got this from Simpleshot recently. It's a slingshot that shoots arrows. And you can see arrows in the target down there. There's one dead eye on the 10 that I got earlier with it. I'm still learning this thing. It's a beast of a machine, but it's scary looking, but it shoots really cool. So there's all kind of neat stuff, and you can buy that at Simpleshot if you want to get one. It's like under $100, really. This Slingshot, the metal ones are like 120, but that green one that I was shooting long draw with, these things are under 50 bucks, not including shipping, but I think they're either 44 or 49.99, and they're always running sales for holidays and stuff. So it's a very inexpensive hobby to get into. Very approachable, way cheaper than the RC planes that I fly, that's for sure. One RC plane made out of foam with electrics and batteries can easily set me back $400 or $500. For $400 or $500, I could get completely set up from scratch with everything I need in the Slingshot hobby, and then just buy slings for 40 or 50 bucks or 100 bucks and just have a stockpile. There's one guy out of Virginia that builds the most beautiful Moan Waller RVA catapults. He builds the most beautiful custom slingshots that you'd be afraid to shoot. And they're like $300-400 a piece, but they're literally collector items. I'm of the mindset, get 3 or 4 that you're good with and get really good with them. I'm not a collector. I want to be a shooter. I've got a handful, but if you watch what I shoot, I'm really only shooting 4 or 5, and each have a purpose. I do have one special order on. I have one being custom made for me now, an advanced frame that I haven't even mastered the skill to shoot it yet, but I have one being made for me by Josh Hicks down in Oklahoma. We will be debuting that on the channel here once I get it, and I got the courageousness to shoot it. They shoot together. Yes, those two guys shoot together all the time. The old Whisker Biscuit. Yes, that's what it is. I sub and I like it. Thank you very much. Lake Effect Blues. Can I see what you shoot? This is what I'm shooting right now. It's the Axiom X from Simpleshot. I think it's 120 bucks, but it's all aluminum, and there's a couple of marks on it where I made a mistake and hit the frame. You can see it there. This one is same Slingshot. This one's got a lot more love on it. I call it patina. That's where I got a fundamental screwed up, and the ammo hits the frame and puts a dent in it. Usually cuts the band and leaves a sharp spot. So I get a file out and smooth it down. And I just call it a battle scar. But I love these Axioms. This is my everyday go-to. When I reach in to grab something to go shoot, this is what it is. He's like 300 pounds and can pull him. I'll have to look that guy up. George Sprabb. The ammo. I'm shooting 8mm bearings, steel balls. There's 3 different sizes that are popular in the contest tournament world. 7mm, 8mm, which is what I shoot, and 9.5. I played with 7mm, better known to Americans as 1/4 inch, and I couldn't feel it in my pouch well. 8mm felt really good, and I settled on that. The 9.5mm, which is like 3/8, 3/8 steel, is bigger, and a lot of guys love that stuff. But I figure if I use a smaller ammo, I can use lighter weight pull bands that shoot just the same speed they're getting and just as accurate, and it's not as stressful to pull back and hold. So I have settled on 8mm. I have a little bit of 9.5 floating around, but I don't shoot it that often. Ooh, I hammered that one on the end. Yes, make sure you guys hit the like button up there. Subscribe to my channel. I'd much appreciate it. On my way to 1,000. Woo, I hit the 50. See if I can hit that 40. That's the one on the top corner, that little tiny one. Boom! I nailed it. Now let's see if I can walk it across. I hit the 40. Let's go for the 50. Got it. Let's see if I can get that 60. Oh, I missed it. Missed it. I shoot league with the bow for years. I sub too. Thank you, Lake Effect Blues. Yes, you could see there's an archery target down there, and behind the archery curtain, there's a whole bunch of targets. This is my church basement, and we actually have archery club. It's called Simpleshot. It's kind of like NASP for the schools, North America, or was it National Archery Shooting? Anyway, I'm an instructor for NASP, and I suck at archery. I just know how to teach it. We have them that meet here, and they can go to tournaments, but we have not had a tournament land in a place or time where we can get kids to go to it. But we got a couple of kids that can score in the 270s. So yeah, we got a couple of kids that are dead eyes. There's that 60 I missed earlier. Let's go back to that 40. I'm just real lucky because I'm like 3 blocks from my church, and I'm the elder here. I'm like number 2 in charge behind the pastor. So I can come down here anytime I want. He doesn't mind. He's very much an outdoor sports person, very much a camping, outdoor, teaching life skills kind of guy. And so he just loves all of this kind of stuff and lets me come down here and shoot all I want. Just like there's Nerf bullets, because we have Nerf wars here. There's Nerfs in every corner. If you go and clean up, you'll probably find 8mm balls all over. They've been shooting BB guns in our boys ministry, so there's BBs all over the place down there. So we believe in using the place and having fun with it and helping kids be better by teaching them responsibly. I got 2 turkeys with a recurve. One was a whoa. That's some serious shooting, especially with a recurve. Okay, Mr. Lake Effect. Because you're a recurve and you hunt with a bow, I got a question. Because when we teach kids archery, we tell them to anchor on their mouth, and then we adjust their aim up and down to get them on target. But in a slingshot, we adjust our anchor to get on target, and that becomes our anchor. That way we can aim right down here. Why not in archery can we not, if you're shooting high, adjust your anchor up? Instead of putting it on your lip, pull the arrow up to here and shoot. That'll bring it down on the target. That way you can actually aim the arrow at the bullseye and not someplace 18 inches away to hit the target. Like my pastor, when he shoots, he's literally aiming at the ground to hit the center. How can that be accurate? I'm not an archery expert. I'm just asking because I want to experiment with that with a bow and see if I can dial in my shooting better by playing with the anchor a little bit. I'm not going to change the way we teach kids because that's not the curriculum we're teaching them. But I'm curious for my own benefit. Ooh, got the 50. Yeah, buddy. I keep the same anchor point and hold over. So, but if you're using a recurve, I know with the compound bows, you have the sight and everything's dialed in for that anchor point and set up for you. But on the recurve, we use the Genesis compound bows. They're over there. If you aim down the arrow, you have to aim up or down on the target to get it to shoot center. And that just doesn't seem intuitive to me. So do you like with the recurved? So if you're shooting at 10 meters and you got it dialed in, where are you aiming with the bow, the tip of the bow or the arrow? Where's the arrow aiming when you're shooting at a target at 10 meters? Because when I shoot the archery, when I'm aiming at 10 meters, I'm aiming at the blue on the below the bullseye. That's so I can hit the middle. And I just find that counterintuitive. And it doesn't seem like it would be super accurate, where if I can put my anchor where I know it's going to shoot straight and true, then whatever I aim at here is going to hit what I aim at. And I don't have to say, oh, the thing is right there, but I got to aim down here and hope that somewhere in the vicinity. It just doesn't make sense to me, but that's my brain. That's just the way I think. I've been shooting my whole life. I don't still shoot, but I'm a 2-eye open muscle memory guy. I also shoot English longbow the same, no aiming. So you're an instinctive shooter. That is hard. Some people are really good at it. When I shoot a handgun, because I have my concealed carry, I can shoot two eyes open. But I learned when we were getting certified for instructing the archery folks that I was shooting wrong all along. I'm left-handed, so I would always shoot left-handed. But when you do the eye dominance test, there was one where you point your finger at an object and you close an eye, and whichever eye stays on that object, that's your dominant eye. If I do that, I'm left eye dominant. But if I do this thing with the triangle and people look at you, I'm right eye dominant. So I got dominant in both eyes. So I learned to shoot right eye, right dominant, because I think that was the stronger test. Plus, I think with slingshots, because I am left-handed hold, it helps me stabilize better. But when I try and shoot with two eyes open on a sling, I see two targets. I can't dial a focus in. I'm seeing weird. I can't do it. So I shoot with one eye closed. But the guy did tell me I'm a little weird, and I embrace that. It's cool. My father was like that. It's also important to keep consistent equipment. Yes, that's why I have two of these that are always set up the same. These bands are pretty much the same, the pink and purple. They're a little different, but I keep them set up the same. If one breaks, I just grab the other one and I'm off and running. I don't miss a beat. So yes, when I shoot short draw, everything is pretty much set up like this slingshot. For the long draw, it's a little different, and there's something called a pickle fork. Sorry for the noise. This is a whole different skill level, and it's a thinner, and I'm going to get a new anchor point for that, and I know where it's at. But that's still a work in progress, and I'm getting better at it, but I am nowhere near consistent or on target with it. I'm just happy when I shoot that one that I don't hit the frame and hurt my hand. And I've done it 4 times now, 4 different days, and haven't hit or hurt anything. So I'm extremely happy. I'm not anti-compound only because I don't know how to make one. I bet some of those homemade ones that you make are really cool. I bet they are cool. I've had many bows over the years, some better than others. This is a homemade from a tree branch. I think I got another one over here. I'll actually shoot it a little bit. Let me show it to you. Give me a second. It's on the table over here. When I was at our recent tournament, a guy gave me this one. I'm not a big fan of natties. That we call these natties. But Danny Strike gave me this. And he said, just try it. I think you'll like it. So I banded it up. And he's even got epoxy in the place where the wood split. It's a really cool looking little slingshot. And it's just a simple tree branch cut out of a tree with some good elastic on it. And I shoot it pretty well. Let me shoot it a little bit. You just have to remember when you're aiming to aim at the top of that band. I don't have a laser or a fiber optic on it to aim with, but it shoots just fine. If I shot with it all the time, I'd get better at it. It's a little bit lighter weight. I like the metal ones because they're heavy. It helps me stabilize out here. But that's just me. I don't like a lightweight slingshot. I want one with some heft to it because I think it's steadier. But I'm right on that target. I'm just haven't dialed it down in yet because just got to get the alignments all right with the sling. But I've shot this a few times and done pretty well with it. And so it's one of those things I put in my arsenal in my bag to play with, or if somebody wants to learn to shoot, I'll hand it to them and let them practice with it. I got a whole bag of these back in the back room that was given to me at the tournament for the boys because I'm going to this big district-wide camp here in June, and we're going to do slingshots. Is one of the things the boys do. They get all kind of activities they have to get done, and they get points, and then one church or one outpost group is a winner and they win a prize. So Slingshots is going to be one of those this year. We're going to string it up with some easy elastic. Put up a couple milk jugs and pie plates. A piece of paracord and let them shoot clay into the woods because the clay dissolves and it's not going to, it's environmentally friendly. So you can see this, it doesn't take much. You don't have to spend a lot of money. These are dirt cheap to make and easy, and they shoot good. Still 59 on. Nobody can see you shoot. I'm blocking it. I'm sorry. You need a camera on your target. So that's kind of hard on the live. Let me tilt it a little bit. All right, I'll pull this back out. With a live, you need a multi-camera setup and a video switcher. Can't do that, so I have to do the best I can. Hopefully this is a little better. It's just a matter of me putting the camera in the wrong place, and nobody complained, so I just left it. Boom, got the 60 or 70. Rebecca.
Hi there, how are you?
Fine, doing good. Doing video down here, so.
What was that?
I'm doing video down here, but it's time for me to be done pretty soon.
All right, I'm just gonna put this away in the
People are walking in, so a lot better. Sorry about that, my friend. I didn't mean to be that way. Boom, got the 60 on there. We are winding down. We've got 44 people on, and oh, I hit the frog on the bottom. Sweet. Hey, Roy, good to see you. Only been on almost 2 hours, buddy. I'm going to have to be bugging out pretty soon, but I'm shooting my natty from Danny Strite, Trapper Dez. Because I was telling people it doesn't take much to get into this. You can just do it with a branch from a tree. Mr. Longdraw Perkins is a buddy of mine. I think he's in Missouri. And he shoots whoop, way back long. Boom, hit that 60 twice. Kaboom. See, it doesn't take much. You don't have to spend a lot of money. A buck or two of bands and material to tie it up, and a piece of fork out of a tree, and you can be shooting like a dead eye. So they don't make slingshots with optical scopes. What they do have is fiber optics. You can see on there. See the fiber optics? That as long as your band lines up right at the top of the frame, right there, that fiber optic is your aiming point, and that's what I use. They don't have scopes on them. They make some gimmicky ones you can get on Amazon that have like a laser, which is totally worthless because unless it's dark out, you can't see the laser because it's about a 25-cent laser. But if you learn, it only takes a little bit of learning. It doesn't take long to figure out how to dial in with one of these. You don't need a scope on it. You're not shooting 100 yards downwind to drop a deer. If you're hunting with it, you're shooting 20, 30 yards at most to get a rabbit or a squirrel. You don't need anything crazy like that. These are small game, but they can be used for hunting, just not where I live. So yeah, the laser, you can see those on Amazon and they look cool, but they're gimmicky. And from the reviews I've read, people that had them, it's like, I can't even see the laser. It's totally worthless. So anyway, guys, I think it's time. I've been on here almost 2 hours. This is my longest one I've ever done, but I had so many people on today, I didn't want to quit. Instinctive is king, but definitely to each their own. I agree. I wish I could do instinctive. I've tried. And when I try and do instinctive by just pulling and shooting, I'm in the area, but I'm not on. And where I have tried instinctive and I can't do it because where I live, I'm in town and I can't do it. And obviously can't do it here because I'm in a basement. is when I'm out on camping trips, I'll bring my sling with me, and I'll have kids throw pop cans or vegetable soup cans or something up in the air and try and shoot them. And that's got to be totally instinctive. And I hit them occasionally, not as regular as I'd like, but I do want to get better at that. I just have nowhere to practice it. So it's one of those trick shot things I would really love to do. I just have nowhere to do it. So instinctive, there's a lot of guys that do shoot instinctive. The way I learned was with one eye closed because my eye dominance are both eyes, and I get confused and I'm seeing double targets, and it's just hard for me to do. But you're right, to each their own. Nice meeting you too, Mr. Lake Effect. Thank you for subscribing. Remember, if you want to get a Simpleshot, get a good Slingshot to start, Simpleshot is the way to go. If you're in the US and you can get stuff from Simpleshot, my recommendation is the Scout or the Scout LT2 is a great first slingshot. The other one that is really popular that people like is the basic Axiom. I've held a couple of those, and they just feel good in the hand, and everybody that has them absolutely loves them. So I would recommend the Axiom or the Scouts. The Scout has a bigger grip. The LT2 is smaller. I've got small hands, so that's the one I went with. Both have the fiber optic sight on them. So if that's something you would like, I do believe it does, once you get dialed in, help you aim better and be consistent. So it's been fun with everybody. Make sure if you're going to get something from Simpleshot, use my link down in the description. I would appreciate that very much. They're good folks, really like them. I've met them, and they are a solid company and solid people. And like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. We'll be doing this. I try and do one of these once or twice a week. I can't do it consistently because I'm not retired yet, and I still have a job that I have to do during the day. You know, work gets no fun sometime. But thanks for watching, everybody. Until next time, keep on slinging. And it was great meeting everyone from all over today. Thanks. Have a good one, guys. Hang a swinging bottle and get training on moving targets. That I might be able to do. Yes, get your grandson a Slingshot from Simpleshot, Lake Effect. He will love it. Get 2 of them. Use my link. You can both learn together. Watch my basic series on my YouTube channel, and I think you'll be up and shooting. And please, if you do watch those and it helps you out, leave a comment and let me saw it by being here. Thanks, man. Have a good one, guys.